some superhero I turned out to be. If anyone knew the truth, if she knew the truth.
I've got nothing.
Hey, hello, how do you do? Shady Doorags here. Guess what time it is, peeps?
Time for Thanksgiving videos?
I will hurt you. It's time to talk about more superheroes. Today we're headed back to Justice League Unlimited to take a look at the next episode on the most requested list, The Greatest Story Never Told. No context needed for this one. Let's not waste any time. The episode starts at the aftermath of a battle. A superhero is giving his rousing speech after having just defeated a giant robot.
And you have no idea who I am, do you?
Not gonna lie, this was my introduction to this character as well. I imagine Justice League introduced many to heroes they hadn't seen before.
Behold, Booster Gold! Traveling back through time from the year 2462 AD, Booster Gold has come to battle today's wrongdoers.
So I do know the basics of Booster Gold, but not much more than that. The most experience I had with him was when he was a part of the Super Buddies, a more comical superhero team led by Maxwell Lord. Oh, goodness, how times have changed. But since that's my only knowledge of Booster Gold, I'm probably going to miss out on any references or mischaracterizations of him, so feel free to call those out in the comments if you see him.
Booster Gold, protecting his past to ensure your future.
What is wrong with you people? That was a pretty good presentation. Also, the man just defeated a giant robot. One would think you'd all be a bit more impressed. Maybe it's because this is Metropolis and that happens like every other week.
Can I have your autograph?
Ah, Kasusi. Suki? I don't know how to say her name. The voice of Phil and Lil.
Of course you can.
I thought you were Green Lantern.
Bruh, he just did a whole presentation that explained who he is.
I would like your autograph, sir.
Shut up, Skeets.
A sidekick, and he's got the classic overly dedicated personality. I instantly love him. Whose voice is that, though? It sounds incredibly familiar. Billy West. I feel like I should know that name, but it's not hitting. Oh, wow, okay, I actually feel ashamed not knowing that one. Later on the Watchtower, Booster is complaining to Jean about how being constantly assigned to smaller missions is getting in the way of his goals. He wants to be rich and famous, and to do that, he feels he needs to be put up against bigger bad guys.
I fail to understand your obsession with fame.
Not fame, mega fame.
That is the attitude that keeps you on the sidelines.
I'm afraid being famous isn't the same as being a true hero.
How did Booster even get in the league? I can't see any of the Senior 7, wait, this is Season 1, Senior 6 inviting him when he has an attitude like that. Then again, he did defeat a giant robot. He's gotta at least have some competency. Before the conversation can be finished, an alarm goes off, signaling a great threat.
Sean, Mayday, we need help down here, now!
Who is that?
The Dark Lord Mordru.
Let's see, Mordru, sorcerer, planet conqueror, usually fights the Legion of Superheroes. Wait, the Legion? You're a bit early, pal. Oh, he's immortal. Okay, that means he can pull a Vandal Savage.
Listen up. A second unit will serve under Green Lantern's command. Hawk and Dove, fire and ice. Elongated, man. Vibe.
Ahem.
Booster Gold.
I wonder, did Jean put Booster in because he wanted to give him a shot or because he knew this was an all-hands-on-deck situation and didn't have a choice? It just seems weird that he would send Booster at a time when the stakes are so high despite knowing the guy's motivations are fame and fortune.
Energize.
All right, Booster, you have the potential to be just like me for real, but you're not quite there yet. The heroes get to Earth and are immediately split into teams by Batman and Green Lantern.
What about me? I was thinking maybe I'd go out on point.
Crowd control.
Not the fanciest job, but somebody's got to do it.
Now wait just a... Got it. Crowd control.
Oh, Booster, no. You ignored the League's #1 rule. Its prime directive, its sacred motto. You are there to help people.
What about me?
Plastic Man's down there. We don't need two stretchy guys.
Okay, now I think you guys are just being snobs. This is a world-conquering sorcerer. Having an extra stretchy guy isn't gonna hurt. Also, that was just rude, John. So Booster and Elongated Man get to work on their assignment. Just gonna savor this moment. Elongated Man didn't have to do that. Shoot, the girl didn't even cry out for her doll, but he saw someone needed help and went to help them. It's kind of weird, though, that he immediately starts complaining afterwards.
This is so not fair. I'm like Plastic Man and Batman rolled into one. One time, I disguised myself as a vase. For 3 days. Okay, maybe not. Who'd want to anyway?
My brain is telling me that that's a reference to something, but I don't know what.
Is there any chance you could stop complaining for 5 minutes?
Hey, The squeaky wheel gets the grease, my friend.
Interesting dynamic. One would think Booster would be right alongside Elongated Man with complaining.
In fact, if you only watch this clip, it looks like Booster isn't the one motivated by fame.
We need you.
Squeaky wheel.
Maybe they needed a vase.
Oh man, I love Skeets. Booster and Skeets continue on with crowd control, with Booster getting more annoyed as the night goes on.
It doesn't matter what we do here. The battle is over there. We're not helping.
So this should go without saying, but as someone who lacks common sense, I know firsthand how helpful it can be to state the obvious. Yes, you are helping Booster. During a time of crisis, people need direction, especially panicking people, and you're acting as an authority figure they can listen to.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Get back to crowd control.
So by this point, anyone should be able to figure out that the whole situation going on with Mordru isn't going to get much focus. This is an example of knowing when and how to break the rules of art. The focus of a story is supposed to be the perspective of whom would make it most interesting. Booster Gold has the least interesting perspective when it comes to Mordru. The episode can get away with that, however, because the story it's telling is about Booster being away from the action.
Even still, this could be a risky move since having an interesting story in the background can create questions that the audience will want answered.
I still hear people complain about Cloverfield. The night goes on and Booster continues to help out in minor ways. He helps an old lady find her way out of town as well as rescues a child's ant farm.
Thank you, Green Lantern.
If I were Green Lantern, my costume would be green, now wouldn't it?
Don't explain the joke, Booster.
I have officially hit rock bottom.
My dude, learn to be thankful. If being a superhero is your rock bottom, I can't even imagine what you consider a good day. Also, stop expecting success overnight. You were given a chance in a major mission to prove yourself in the eyes of the League. If you do well here, you'll more than likely be given a better one.
Sir, you saved those insects. Yay! Don't you feel good about yourself?
I love Skeets.
You will get a chance to prove your valor.
It's never gonna happen for me, Skeets. Maybe I just don't deserve it.
He's almost there. He's so close. Eventually, a critical disaster does make its way to Booster. He heads over to a lab with panicking scientists to see what's going on.
I think Dr. Simmons is still in lab 4.
She is still alive.
She's beautiful. And in distress, my favorite kind of damsel.
That's a good line. Dr. Simmons wakes up and tells Booster what happened. The scientists were experimenting with some unstable energy, but a fire in the building caused an explosion with the one Dr. Brown getting caught in it. What, did it send him back to the future?
The source isn't entirely stable and requires a tremendous amount of power to maintain equilibrium.
So, where is this source?
If you took the combined knowledge of both Brainiac and the Book of Secrets and merged them with the problem-solving skills of both Batman and Lex Luthor, you still wouldn't be able to answer the question of why Dr. Brown is walking around when he has a freaking black hole in his chest!
Jean, you got a second?
What is it?
Something terrible. Something that could...
Now is not the time to rail against your given assignment.
I'm not.
I've got a major situation.
Watchtower out.
On the one hand, I'm very glad Booster ignored the cliche of trying to hog the spotlight all for himself. That would have been an easy thing to do given the story being told, but it makes him more likable, to me at least, that Booster tried to do the right thing before being forced to solve the problem himself. However, this also makes Jean look awful. Someone responsible for coordinating the entire Justice League should have more patience. Now, to be fair, the dude is in the middle of a major crisis, and Booster could have been more direct by not hyping up the problem, but nothing about Booster's diction suggested he was merely complaining, and we haven't seen anything hint that Booster normally does stuff like that. Well, we've seen him complain, but not overhype his problems in an attempt to pull away from other situations. Jean definitely unnecessarily jumped to conclusions.
Okay, Jean, if you think I can handle it on my own, I will. How do we turn your artificial black hole off?
We need to get this around his neck.
Hold up. You have a possible solution right there in the lab? Oh my goodness, that makes Dr. Brown's decision to go walking around even worse. Thankfully, Dr. Brown hasn't made it very far yet, giving Booster and Dr. Simmons a chance to catch up.
You afraid of heights?
No. What?
Why are you bringing her if you just need the collar?
Go find a shady spot.
Why did you bring her if you just need the collar?
Lantern!
Is there a reason they showed that, or did they just want to remind us that Mordru exists?
All I have to do is pop this collar on Mr. Black Hole, save the world, and then it's champagne and strawberries for me and the hot doctor.
My asocialness might be showing here, but Why strawberry specifically? As Booster gets closer to the Doctor, as well as saving the world. Oh, so that's why that scene with Mordru was there. Oh man, that's some good slapstick.
Sorry.
Okay, you clearly know you're a danger to other people, so stop walking around.
Sorry.
Why did both of y'all try to get in the front? You have a patient back there.
Uh-oh.
Give me the collar.
I'll take care of this.
No. He's the superhero. Stopping the black hole is what he should be doing.
How are you feeling? Am I glad to see you? I need any data you have on childbirth.
All right, look, we all know I'm a sucker for superheroes focusing on helping people, even in small ways, but priorities. I'm not upset that Booster is helping deliver a baby. I'm annoyed that he thinks it's of equal importance to the black hole walking around. Dr. Simmons said that if it isn't stopped, everything would be in danger, including this woman and her baby. Thanks to Skeets, Booster is able to successfully help the woman give birth.
Thank you, Green Lantern.
It's a funny running joke, even if it's very mean and doesn't make sense. Booster gets back to work looking for Dr. Brown and starts to worry about Dr. Simmons.
This is all my fault, Skeets. I never should have put her in harm's way.
More like you never should have let her do your job. Since Skeets was the one with the knowledge of childbirth, you could have left him with Dr. Simmons and she could have delivered the baby. Eventually, Booster does find Dr. Brown, who decided to go into the subway for reasons lost to time. Dr. Simmons is also there and in desperate need of saving. Nice! Oh man, that was good thinking. The hero and the damsel in distress fall in love. A tale as old as time that I feel like somebody somewhere is gonna get offended by.
He's in the subway, sir. He's in the subway.
I love Skeets. Booster heads into the subway after Dr. Brown and oh goodness, why are you standing in the middle of the tracks? The black hole does not have control over your legs. You are making this so much more difficult than it needs to be. Holy dodongos, how tough is Booster? I didn't think he could take a hit like that. And he gets slid onto the train as well? Jeez. Having failed multiple times and now harboring emotions more than just lust for Dr. Simmons, Booster starts to feel the weight of what's going on. Before he can sulk for too long, however, another opportunity presents itself.
Keep back! I can't control it! Just stay where you are!
You shouldn't have had to be told that, but here we are. Right as Booster is about to put the collar on, the fight with Mordru causes a nearby building to come to life, putting the nearby damsel in distress yet again. How fast would this have gone if Dr. Simmons stayed back in the lab? She's done nothing useful. Oh, his strength is building level? I guess I shouldn't be surprised. He did take down that giant robot, but usually characters with super strength are drawn bulkier in this show. If you hate me, Justice League, you can just say so. You don't have to destroy what's precious to me.
I blew it!
It's not too late.
I can't do it!
That's even the point. Skeets is gone. They might as well just let the world end. With everything that's happened, Booster finally caves and admits to Dr. Simmons that he is not a hero.
Do you know why I came back to the past? It was to get rich, be famous.
Everything is about to be destroyed forever. And where are the other superheroes? Not here. You are!
I'm not a superhero. I was a failure in the future, just like I am here.
You're the only one who can do this, so do it!
Booster finally begins to understand that there's a difference between wanting to be a savior and wanting to save people. He no longer cares about fame and fortune, but he's still got a job to do. Side note, while I love that speech Dr. Simmons gave, it kinda reinforces that she really shouldn't be here. But Shady, Dr. Simmons is there so she can motivate Booster and help him learn his lesson. Yeah, but he wouldn't really need motivating had she not been there in the first place. Also, being useful to the theme is not equivalent to being needed for the plot. Is there a reason you're approaching from the front? You could still give him a wide berth and approach him from behind.
I'm sorry!
For walking around with a black hole in my chest like an idiot! Good job, Booster. Now it'll be easier to kill him for what he did to Skeets.
I don't
don't feel so good.
Skeets!
Yay. I love how Dr. Brown burps out everything to let the audience know he didn't do any real damage, but they neglected to show the paramedics he sucked up. Yep, those guys are dead. So Booster finally saved the day, and Dr. Simmons' half-closed eyes imply she's ready to give him a traditional damsel in distress reward, but Booster lets the moment pass.
You just missed a prime opportunity to kiss the girl.
Kissing girls is for heroes, Skeets.
The episode ends with the conclusion of the Mordru fight. Somehow Elongated Man became the secret weapon used to defeat him, which is a fun joke. With that crisis over, Batman decides to have some words with Booster.
I thought I told you to stay on crowd control.
I know, but... forget it.
You and I are gonna have a little chat later.
I know with what happened with Jean earlier, the episode wants to give the vibe that no matter what Booster says, Batman won't accept it as an excuse. It also wants to nail in that Booster has learned his lesson about not seeking glory, so he has no want to tell the story. But there are words that would easily get Booster out of this. I was doing that, but there was a crisis and people needed my help. I can give you a full report later. Any senior member would accept that as a temporary response. Shoot, Flash and Superman wouldn't even need a full report after hearing that.
Excuse me, Green Lantern?
For the last time.
Just kidding. I know who Booster Gold is. I was wondering if maybe I was still your kind of damsel. If you're not busy doing cleanup.
Me? No. I only do crowd control.
Charming, but Booster, people still need your help. Cleaning isn't being done just for fun.
Squeaky wheel, buddy. Squeaky wheel.
Pretty sure Elongated Man sleeps in a bed with his wife. Oh, crap. Wow, I definitely should have workshopped that joke. My goodness gracious. And that was the greatest story never told. I'm sure one of these days we'll hit a Justice League episode I don't love, but today is not that day. A great lesson about doing the right thing regardless if it brings fame, as well as showing that being someone people can turn to isn't as easy as others might make it look. The characters are charming, the jokes hit harder than I expected, and the story is engaging, which says a lot since there's clearly a more interesting one happening in the background. I do have some nitpicks though. I think as a whole, the episode does too good a job of making Booster likable. He should have been a bit more of a brat at the beginning of the episode so we can see why the league treats him the way they do, and we wouldn't feel as bad when people stupidly get his name wrong. Jean flat out ignoring Booster the way he does feels unnecessarily mean, and there's not enough bad behavior from Booster to warrant him not even trying to explain what happened to Batman at the end. Also, Dr. Simmons being there the entire time was really forced. All they had to do was give her something useful that only she could use, like a tracker or something, and then she'd have a reason to constantly stick around. But I'm not even gonna pretend like I care about any of that as much as I do the positives of the episode. After all, it does give me another excuse to play this clip.
You are not supposed to do good deeds because they will get you noticed. You are supposed to do them because they are the right thing to do.
You knew it was gonna be somewhere in this review. Also, the episode isn't too mean considering Booster does get rewarded at the end in a way that's minor to what he wanted at the beginning, but still very valuable to him. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't get the warm fuzzies whenever there's a classic the hero gets the girl ending. All in all, an inspiring and memorable story about understanding the priorities of helping others. You might not get famous, shoot, it's possible that nobody will even know you're there, but at the end of the day, the right thing still needs to be done. This has been Shady Doorags. So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.